Okay, let's move on to the reconciliation section. To start the bank reconciliation process in Xero, simply click the Reconcile button. The process of bank reconciliation is to compare the balances in bank accounts with those shown in Xero. The goal is to ensure that both balances match and to identify any discrepancies or errors that require attention. On the left-hand side of the screen, you will see the bank statements, while on the right-hand side, you will see the reconciliation work that needs to be completed. In order to access the bank statement information, most banks can be set up with direct bank feeds in Xero, which will automatically sync transactions to Xero. However, keep in mind that there may be a timing difference between the transactions on your bank statement and what's currently visible in Xero. For banks that don't support direct bank feeds, you will need to import the transactions manually into Xero. Let's take a closer look at the right-hand side of the screen. You will see 4 tabs at the top of each transaction: Match, Create, Transfer, and Discuss. The Match tab allows you to match the transaction with an existing transaction in Xero, such as an invoice or bill, or to accept a transaction suggested by Xero, based on a bank rule you have set up or a previously reconciled transaction. The Create tab enables you to create a new transaction, such as a spend or receive money transaction. The Transfer tab is used to transfer funds to another bank account. Lastly, you can add a note for your supervisor or accountant to read and seek guidance accordingly if you are unsure how to reconcile the transaction under the Discuss tab. Okay, let's look at some examples of how these functions work. In the first transaction, Xero suggests a payment match on the right side. After checking the description and total amount, we confirm that it's a correct match and simply click the OK button. In the next transaction, Xero doesn't suggest a match. Therefore, we need to search for existing transactions in Xero. To do this, we click the Find and Match button, which offers 2 ways to search for transactions. The first is to search by name or reference, and the second is to search by amount. Let's try the first method by typing in the keyword SMART. This search returns 2 related bills, and we can verify that total amount of the payment matches the sum of the 2 bills. Once confirmed, we simply click the Reconcile button. In the next transaction, we notice that a colleague has left a message on the Discuss tab, indicating that it's an old invoice and they don't know how to reconcile it. We can have a try by searching the system to see if we can resolve the issue. Our first step is to search by the name. We type the name in here, which returns a few old invoices. Since we know this customer has cash flow issues, and currently they can only partially pay us, so we select the oldest overdue invoice, and then click the Split button, and enter $100 for the partial payment. Once done, we can easily reconcile this transaction. If we can't find an existing transaction in Xero, we will create a new one. For example, in the next transaction with City Central Parking, We can enter the information in the right-hand side. Or we can also click the Add Details button on the bottom. In this page, we can enter the necessary information, including the contact name, date, reference, description, amount, account, and ensure the GST is correct. We can also attach the documents here. Once we have entered the details, we save the transaction and click the Reconcile. Moving on to transfers, if we come across a transfer of transaction, we need to confirm whether it's a transfer to another bank account before clicking the transfer button. We need to double check if the other account received the same amount on the same day. For example, we need to check the other bank account received $5,000 on the 1st of March. And now we see we did receive this amount. Upon the confirmation, we select the correct bank accounts and click the transfer button. You can leave a message in the reference tab, and you can also leave it. And click OK button. And let's go back to the other bank account. And after refreshing, Xero has suggested a receiving money transaction. And you can just click OK to reconcile this transaction.